Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Tara and I make videos about digital planning and different ways that you can get creative with your iPad. So if that sounds like something that's of interest to you, feel free to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so that you never miss a video. That all being said, let's go ahead and jump into the purpose of today's video, which is just going to be finally sharing with you guys my sticker release for the month of May. I have failed at this, and honestly, all of YouTube for the last month, and so I apologize. I'm going to work on getting my YouTube schedule back on, but a lot of you guys know that I recently launched a course, so that's been my main focus. So I decided to just take a step back and prioritize that for a little bit. But now that the ball is rolling with that, I should be able to get back to my YouTube posting schedule. So here we are. So this is our first color palette for the month of May, and it's kind of dreamy, like it's light and dark at the same time. It's kind of fluffy. Is fluffy a word you could use to describe a color palette? I don't know, that's how it feels to me. It feels like a fluffy cloud, like a dream, but it's bright enough that I nicknamed this color palette Daydream. This was the most popular color palette voted for by my Patreon patrons. As always, a special thank you to them for helping me decide my theme and my color palettes every month. If you'd like to join the community and help be a part of that process, I will leave a link down in the description below. But as you know, the first two pages are always functional stickers that you can use in any way you like, just to keep your planner consistent with the theme. So we have our same stickers as usual. And then for our washi tapes, that's the only thing that changed here. So I went with some checkered ones here, and also this sort of rope mesh effect, which is kind of what I was going for here. It looks a little scalloped, but these were inspired by the sort of rope mesh netting that you might find relating to hot air balloons. So if you're on Patreon, you would have already known that the theme is hot air balloons. And then for our third one, I just made this like a night sky kind of thing. So it's just stars and moons. And then everything else is still the same. But then comes our themed page. So yes, as I just mentioned, all my lovely Patreon patrons voted on hot air balloons for the theme. So I was trying not to have it just be hot air balloons. So I tried to think of things that I could associate with hot air balloons. And my brain could only really put this into like two categories. It's all I could think of was either like vintage hot air balloon or like baby shower hot air balloon with like teddy bears and things. And so I leaned into the vintage side of things. And so that's why I've got like paper maps and an old school suitcase. We've got these fun ribbon banners, this cool text with some related quotes, a compass, and these fun stamps. We've got a few bird variations here, so you can kind of create a high up in the sky feel in your planner. And we've got these fun ribbons that you can either just use to decorate, or you can make them go off of one of the hot air balloons. So if you look at this one, for example, one of those elements was used in the design here. So you can kind of decorate your hot air balloons with those ribbons. We got this cute one that's up in the sky. That's the one that was reused on that stamp. And then we've also got sun and moons and stars. And then we've got our little earths here. So these are my sort of visual representations of the earth from different angles. So they're not totally exact, but I think you can kind of get the vibe of which side of the earth they are through their general shapes. But yeah, definitely not exact versions of the map of the globe or of the earth, but you get the idea. And then on our luggage, we put some of these like stamps and things on our luggage as stickers. They're pretty cute. And yeah, I'm just curious to see what you guys end up creating. So if you do use these stickers and you want to tag me in anything and share them with me, you can always find me pretty much anywhere at terrible_art, or feel free to reach out to me directly via email or on Patreon, messaging, leave a picture review on Etsy, wherever. Totally up to you, but I would love to see what you guys create. Now let's jump into our other color palettes. So as you know, we're not quite done yet. I always do 3 color palettes. So this was the most popular color palette with my Patreon patrons, and this is what the Daisy Divas would have received as their download for the month. However, if you are on any of the other paid tiers, you would have received all 3 of these color palettes. So let's jump into the next one. This one is my personal favorite. I just really like it. I think I'm a sucker for anything that has this sort of like corally peach color. It's always been a favorite of mine. Just is what it is. But as you see, the first page is the same, and so is the second page. So we've got our checkered washi tape, our mesh rope kind of netting, and our cool moons and stars. And I went with the checkered look because I know I've done this here and there on quite a few different months, but it actually felt pretty appropriate because I feel like hot air balloons, one of the patterns that they usually have is like a checkered effect, and so it only seemed appropriate to keep up with that this month. But yes, it's not a surprise because a checkered pattern is one of my favorites. Moving on to our theme page, that's what it looks like in this color palette. I'm actually really excited to use these banners. I just think that they're going to turn out so cute once we start to add text and lettering to them. It's going to be great. And I don't know why, I just really like this color palette for the actual hot air balloon variations. So I think these will also be really fun to just play around with, to angle, to zoom in and out. Like you can kind of give that effect of having a, a whole big scene of hot air balloons. Could be a lot of fun. I'm definitely excited to play around with these. And I think I just named this one Around the World because it sort of has like an earthy feel in the colors, but I don't know. That's just what I went with. Probably not the most aptly named color palette of these 3, but that's what I called it. And then this one I named Midnight Flight because as you can tell, it definitely has some darker hues here. But this is the first page. And the second page, we'll just zoom in on those ones that change. So we've got our checkered washies here, our mesh rope netting here, and our moons and stars. And then on our last page, I do really like a lot of these. Like I love the way that the earth is here. It definitely does give more nighttime vibes just because it is all in blue. Like there's no earthy tones in it. So it just kind of feels like nighttime. But yeah, so I don't know. Maybe you guys can tell by looking at this why I sort of named this one Midnight Flight. But it definitely feels more nighttime to me. And so yeah, we'll just kind of scan around. This is what this looks like. Got a little peek of the original color palette there. So I think this is quite cute and I'm looking forward to using it. I did create, this is the color palette that I created it in. I didn't export these as a sticker set, but if anyone is particularly interested in this, if enough people comment and say that they really like this color palette the most, then I can definitely add these to my Etsy shop. I do like this color palette. I'm usually pretty fond of the color palette that I design in, but at that point I haven't explored all of the other color palettes. And so it's really just kind of a placeholder. So actually sometimes I do sort of hate it, but I would say most of the time I do like it to some degree. And so this month I did quite like it, but it was not a Patreon favorite. So if everyone here on YouTube has a different opinion and really wants this sticker set, then definitely let me know. And I'll be sure to see what I can do. But yeah, other than that, that's where I'm going to leave this video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you. And I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!